This is Fred Beck from Fred Talks Fighting, brought to you by Undisputed, available on Xbox and PlayStation. I'm reunited with Kalle. It's been a little bit of time. You're looking well. How are you?
Thank you. Busy times. Busy times. That's why I haven't seen you. Because, I'm unfortunately behind desks and in boardrooms trying to do deals to allow us to have a great calendar still this year, which Mams has got some great ideas. We've got some great ideas as well with the zone, and very excited to probably announce very shortly. Pretty much most of the year, not all the year, but most of the year.
How many more Misfits shows? It's been a slow start of the year for Misfits. How many more shows can we expect this year from Misfits Boxing?
You say it's a slow start, but we had unfortunate cancellation for the first time in our history. So, we're very lucky that we kept a lot of the other card on this card now. We put over. There'll be the other fights from the card that was cancelled that will go on to obviously onto other cards this year. But in the end of the year, it will be roughly the same as last year. It won't be much difference. Lots. Might be one or two less events that we pile more into sort of super cards, but I don't want to say too much because there's a lot of different things going on right now.
So we can still expect 8 events this year?
Absolutely, minimum.
8, okay, I'll hold you up to that.
I know you always hold me to things, but normally I deliver, no?
Yeah,
apart from Ibiza, I haven't delivered on Ibiza yet. But
you've been in a lot of holidays recently, so I'm sure you've been to Ibiza.
I gave you Qatar for that.
No, the Qatar card was a major success for Wosman and Mrs Boxing. Talk to me about this card though. You kind of mix 2 cards into one. This card is even better than it was before. With Darren Till main eventing, Modine Wakey Wines. You got a little bit for everyone. You got the pro boxers, got the UFC stars, got the influencers. It's perfect.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best cards yet because it's got a bit of everything. You've got you've got obviously the classic influencer guys. Chase, Walid up there as well. So that Walid Fox fight alone could it be for a base event? It could be a main event. So there's a lot of fights on that card that could be main events. It's going to be a packed house. It's going to be a great night. To watch it on the zone, of course. But yeah, it's a stacked card. I think it finishes only at like 11:30 at night or 11:45 at night. Normally Misfits finishes around 10:30. So it tells you we're going about 2 hours longer than normal. So a lot of fights. Survivor Tag Heavyweights. That was one of the most interesting face-offs I've done in 25 years. That was, that'll be an interesting one to watch as well.
Oh wow, that's interesting. You say the show's going to go on for even longer. That'll be about 6 a.m. stay up for me, putting all the interviews up. But no, it's great that
a long night.
Yeah, long night, which is what we like. It's what we like. Make up for lost time almost.
It's Friday night, people. It's not Saturday night. It's Friday night, live on the zone.
Talk to me about KSI. He's coming down tomorrow night. You've been around a lot of boxers for a lot of years. Almost, I guess, a lot longer than Mams has in the boxing business. Do you believe KSI wants to fight anymore? Has he still got the passion for boxing?
Yeah, of course. He's training. He was in a full camp. What happened. And by the way, you look at other pro cards. What happens on pro cards also happens on crossover boxing cards. It's not like we're immune. The fact that Misfits has done 20-something events and never postponed an event, never cancelled an event, it's partly down to sort of last-minute thinking, but also down to some luck as well. And unfortunately, that run of luck came to an end. What happened. But yeah, look, you talk to JJ, let him give you an answer on that. Fred, you got better questions than that.
Well, no, I'm only addressing that because he put a tweet. You guys can set up into me and KSI. I'll make sure that'd be lovely. But I'm only addressing that.
On that question.
No, because he put out a tweet today where he says, "I want to go back to my passion, which is music."
Yeah.
That's why I'm bringing it up. He was kind of pushing boxing to one side. I'll ask him tomorrow.
You put him on the spot. No, I'm not going to be put on the spot with that. No, but the fact he's always. He's just come out of a camp. Unfortunately, that camp was ended by something that no one likes to see.
But he could have rescheduled the Dylan Dennis fight, couldn't he? And Dylan was free as well.
Yeah, look, there was multiple choices. The decision, what we made in the end, is the decision, and I'll just talk to him about his passion for boxing. What would you say about that?
I'll ask him tomorrow.
Put him on the spot.
I will.
But you always put me on the spot. You've got to put, JJ and Mams on the spot as well. You always like to put me on the spot.
Well, you give me good answers. It's fun. You good answers. Let's talk about this though. Will we expect a Misfits 22 announcement tomorrow night after the show? Can I lead on to the next one?
The card itself, no.
The announcement of where and when it's going to be?
You'll be I don't know if you'll be able to book the exact flight ticket, but you can start to sort of plan around the calendar. You know things before I know things sometimes, Fred. So don't, again, ask me questions here, put me on the spot. No,
I'm giving the questions the people want to know.
No, absolutely. There will be a continuation story. It won't be a full announcement, but there will certainly be a continuation story, and it's not far off. I mean, given that I've just told you that we're going to have at least 8 fights this year, you're good at maths, I'm sure.
I was bottom set maths, set 6.
So we've got another 7 odd months to do another 6 cards. So you're in for a ride.
Hopefully,
have a lot of fun, Fred.
Fingers crossed for June.
Absolutely, we'll see.
Fingers crossed for June, indeed.
Not quite. Well, I'm not saying too much, but June would give us very little time to promote.
So
we want to promote because this ain't small. What we want to promote.
What are your thoughts on Aiden Ross's boxing promotion, Brand Risk Promotions? They've got a show on tomorrow night as well. Almost clashing and Misfits on the same night. What do you make of Aiden starting up his own boxing promotion?
I'll be completely honest. I haven't watched a second of it. I've seen some of the stuff. And he looks like he's having a good time doing what he's doing, and good luck to the man. Some of the cards that look like, from what I know of this space, they look like some fun fights. There's some names that I recognise on there from some of our cards. It's cool. Listen, it's good to have someone else doing it. It shows, by the way, also that how interesting the scene is. Aiden Ross is a guy who has a big profile, big platform. That's cool. That's brilliant. It's good. It's good.
The more the merrier.
It's lonely at the top, baby.
And you know that with the success you've had in boxing. But talk to me about this though. Your brother Nessa, where is he today? Everyone's missing him.
Nessa is doing a deal this afternoon. Actually, he might be here tomorrow afternoon. We will be here tomorrow night. Why? Are you missing him?
Everyone's saying about people asking for interviews of him. For those who don't know, Nessa is Kalle's brother.
We're just closing a big traditional boxing deal today, so big fight announcement this weekend.
For Harlem Eubank, maybe?
Potentially. Once again, I don't know how. Have you got a bug on my phone?
I wish indeed. And then for tomorrow night, why should people tune in? Just one last thing. What time does the show start? 6 p.m. on Live on the Zone?
And tune in because there's a bit of everything. There's a bit of, like Darren Till said, he's going to bring violence. You're going to get some serious entertainment as well. I think you get some good boxing too. I think there's, the pros starting the night off are obviously going to be very interesting. I think you can't look past the Ty Mitchell Idris fight. There's some serious, genuine dislike there, and there's some things that was said yesterday at the press conference, which, I thought were, even for the Misfits space, like very off. There's a bit of beef to be settled. Formats, Survivor tag. When I remember when we did the first tag was up in
Telford.
And I was like, how's this going to go down? And I just remember being so entertained by it and thinking, got to do this with like pros, and it's just fun, and to watch. And so the Survivor tag, we tried it once in Nashville. There's some couple of amendments to the rules. I'll let Mams go through that with you. But I thought it was a success in Nashville. For me, there was a bit of the fight I found a bit slow, and I tried to eliminate that part. It's like cooking a good sauce. You've got to add some ingredients to it, and I think we're going to get the dynamic of that. I think the fact that it's a heavyweight is going to be wild. As I'm saying that, I'm thinking Well, we only talk about Modine yet, so there's so many different fights tomorrow night to tune in for, and it's going to be a long night, so get the popcorn out.
No, it's a long night of great fights. Just one last thing. As a promoter, obviously you've been around the sport for some time. Are there any celebrities or people you know or personally you've spoken to who want to be on Misfits? Can you drop any names?
I mean, the obvious one is Carragher calling out. What's his name again? Gary Neville. Yeah, I went blank there for a sec. But it's all the time we get mad approaches, and we get them a lot on the. We get a lot of ex-pros, which some of them I'm like, no, like get real, right? This ain't happening. Yeah. And others where you look like, we've had talks with Carl Froch. Well, I think would be interesting against, very interesting against certain people. But in general, it's just weird. Obviously, I come from I also worked a lot in football, so we get approaches from all over. You then really find out, are these guys actually being serious? Yeah, obviously the Rooney discussions last year were very well publicised. But it's constantly, especially Mam's obviously connected more in the music space and the influencer space. So and by the way, some interesting new names for some of the cards later in the year as well.
All right, I'm very much looking forward to it. Carragher versus Gary Neville will be amazing. So make that happen. That'll be pay-per-view.
And that's the thing, people. The interesting thing is that in old times you say, "Come on, we'll have a fight." Now let's take it on Misfits. So the brand is really. It's got somewhere very quickly, which is great. But often people say this tongue-in-cheek. You say this to me all the time. You want to fight with me, and I know, because I wouldn't fight you. I'm scared. But in general, people say, I won't ever go at him. But it really comes down to it. I'm so impressed, sometimes by the nerve that some of the people hold that go into a Misfits ring, because it's very well. It's not, saying I'm going to play a game of ping pong. It's boxing. You don't play boxing. Even when it looks like they're clowning around at weigh-ins and stuff, it takes a lot of courage to get into a ring, and one mustn't forget that part. And got a lot of respect for all of them, even when some of them are rather misbehaving at press conferences and weigh-ins. Never forget they're getting in that ring, and none of this is staged. So that's an interesting way to look at it as well sometimes.
Kalle, as always, thank you very much.
Thank you, Fred.
And best of luck for tomorrow night. Thank you.